Okay, my legs were not straight, so I've gone back a few steps. Once again, I've got my chair. I'm going to switch views here. Go to the top view. And now with that polygon selected, we'll see if we can get a straighter cut. So wherever you happen to click first with the tool, that's your point of origin for the cut. And then you just have to straighten it out to that. Alright, that looks a lot better. Now we'll select our legs again and extrude. Using the space bar to switch between the 4 views, and then whatever view I have selected again when I hit space bar becomes our one view. That's going to be tall for a chair. Once again, I'm going to move these two back just a bit, and we'll try this again. Click and drag, get another straight line in this view, sort of, there we go. Whoops, undo that one. I'll click and get another one just below it. Select to make sure I don't accidentally select something. Those look about like what we want. So this will be a fun one. I'm going to select these new faces that we've created just opposite of each other. Get into face mode. Nope. There, I've got those two selected. I'm going to use what's called the bridge tool. It's right up here. It says create a bridge between two sets of edges or faces. I'm going to click that, and it's going to immediately create new polygons, new solid objects between those two faces. Now, as you can see, for whatever reason, it's defaulted to having at least 5 segments in there. We don't need that much geometry. So once again, in my history thing here, over in the attribute editor, you can see the poly bridge edge 1. I'm going to go select that in my history. I'm going to change those divisions down to 0. As you can see, now we just have a single box extruding from each end. We'll do that again over here. We're in edge mode now. Go face. And we'll do it again. Bridge. Must be bridge 2 over here, and 0 divisions. Alright, just for fun, we're going to go ahead and bridge the other sides as well. So get back into face mode and select the 4 new polys to cut. Pan around, those are the ones I need. I'm going to make these struts just a little different. So we'll start about here, and then a little higher. So when we use the poly bridge, it puts us into edge mode. So I keep having to reselect face. Alright, one more time. Poly bridge edge 4, 0 divisions. That should be a sturdy chair now. Just like with the table, I'm going to go into object mode so I can grab the whole thing. And we're going to flip this thing over and start building the back of the chair. 180. All right. Now these are the legs that are jutting off a little bit to the back, so this is the back of the chair. We're going to need to cut here. Go into face mode, select that, space bar. Now we're going to go to top. So again, I'm going to get my cut. See those legs just peeking out over in the back here, so this is the back. Cut there. Didn't want to cut there. Let me undo that. I'm going to do some more cutting, but I only wanted to do it to that back poly. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab all of these. We're going going to do some weird stuff here in a minute, but for now it's going to be simple. We're just going to extrude that up. That looks good for now. Right, I'm going to do that one more time. I'm going to grab all these along the top. Just like we did with the bottom feet, I'm going to pull those out just a little bit. Give the back of the chair a little angle. Not too much, it's not a recliner. And then I'm going to extrude it again. Got a high backed chair. All right. So now I've got a nice back, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start deleting and restitching polygons. And so the reason I've got these divisions here is I want to cut these little parts out. So I'm just going to grab that, hit delete, delete that one, spin this around, I'll delete these polygons on the back as well, and that's about what you would expect the chair to look like. The problem is, if we zoom in here, you can kind of see the insides of this chair now. So we're going to use that bridging tool that we used earlier, but we're going to use it on edges now. I'm going to go into object mode, select the chair, hit F, then we can zoom in on it without that table being in the way. And I'm going to go to edge mode. So I'm going to grab this edge, and if I'm very careful, shift and grab that other one by it. I did not. Pull around. This edge. You can see it kind of highlights orange, the one I have selected. And this edge. So with those two edges selected, I'm going to go back to this bridging tool, and it's going to create some more geometry between those two edges. Again, I don't need that many divisions. I'm going to go down to 0, and now we have a solid beam here. We're going to have to go all the way around each of these sides and do that to fill in this geometry and make our chair solid again so it doesn't fall out from underneath us. Bridge. Bridge. And I'm going to do one there and come back. Alright, now as you can see, it looks like I forgot to undo all the divisions in each of these bridges. So what I can do is I can go back and select old ones from the stack, go all the way back. I think it starts with 7, and then I can go and fix those afterwards. So here's 8, which I believe is this one up here. Change that to 0. Scoot over, and the last one I did was 9. Change it to 0. So this history bar here on the attribute editor is really cool. 0. I'm going to go into object mode, select our chair and press F, pan around that. That is not a bad chair. You won't see it in a modern game or a modern animation, but that's really good, at least PS1, maybe PS2 quality chair. I'll drag that back up to sit on our grid, or thereabouts, and I can go all the way back here in my history, which is pretty extensive. And the very first thing is this Lambert, which is our material. So I can just go in here and I can change the color of this guy. We'll have a white chair. Of course, we can always come in here later and do all kinds of cool stuff with wooden textures, but we're not going to do that this time. So there's our chair. Let's drag our table over, which appears to have had the same material attached to it. Those are almost to scale accidentally. There we've got a table and a chair.